The legend is back, and this time it's louder, meaner, and more unapologetically American than ever. Today on Next Gear, we dive deep into the 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429, a revival of one of the most iconic muscle car names in history. Ford didn't just bring the badge back, they resurrected the attitude, the presence, and the brute force energy that made the original a legend. From the moment you press the start button, the 2026 Boss 429 doesn't just speak, it roars with the kind of confidence that reminds you why the Mustang name is still unmatched in the performance world. Walking up to this machine, the first thing that hits you is the front end. The stance is wide, aggressive, and impossibly low, almost daring the road to challenge it. The new LED lighting signature forms a sharp glare that looks ready to pounce even at a standstill. The hood is a masterpiece of modern muscle design, dominated by a massive functional air scoop inspired by the original Boss 429. Ford integrated active aero flaps around the grille to manage airflow at high speeds, but they kept the look raw and old-school aggressive. Every line pulls forward like the car is constantly in motion, even when parked. Move to the side and the personality becomes even more intense. The long hood, the sloping fastback roofline, the widened fender flare, all of it works together to make the Boss 429 feel like a modern street predator. The side profile sits on 20-inch forged alloy wheels wrapped in ultra-sticky performance tires. Behind the wheels, enormous Brembo brakes peek through, hinting at the stopping power needed for something this strong. The sculpted side skirts run cleanly into the rear haunches, giving the car a powerful rear-wheel drive stance. Even the mirrors are aerodynamically tuned, shaped to cut drag while still keeping that muscular silhouette intact. The whole car looks like it was carved out of a block of steel with nothing but aggression in mind. At the back, the story becomes even more dramatic. The triple-bar LED taillights remain true to Mustang heritage, but everything else feels new and evolved. The rear bumper incorporates a sharp diffuser designed to keep the car planted at high speeds. And then there's the quad-tip exhaust system, huge, polished, and loud enough to announce itself from several streets away. The rear deck spoiler sits clean and functional, not too big but just enough to remind you that the Boss 429 is built for speed, not just show. The car's wide stance from behind makes it look ready for a quarter-mile blast at any moment. Inside interior, Ford has given the Boss 429 a cabin that mixes retro soul with modern tech. The moment you close the door, you're greeted by deep bolstered performance seats wrapped in premium leather and Alcantara. The stitching carries subtle 429 badging, and the cockpit feels like a fighter jet built for the road. The digital instrument cluster is fully customizable, with a Boss-exclusive performance theme that displays RPM in a big arcing sweep reminiscent of classic muscle car gauges. The center stack is dominated by a large high-resolution touchscreen running Ford's latest sync interface, giving you wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, track apps, and real-time performance data. Even the steering wheel feels special, thicker, grippier, and built for spirited driving. Ford added metal paddle shifters for those who choose the automatic, but purists will be thrilled to know that the manual transmission is still an option. Speaking of performance, this is where the Boss 429 earns its name. Under the hood sits a monstrous naturally aspirated 7.0-liter V8, bringing back the legendary big block spirit. It churns out an estimated 650 horsepower and more than 600 pounds-feet of torque, making it one of the most powerful naturally aspirated Mustangs ever built. Power delivery is instant, raw, and beautifully loud, pushing the car from 0 to 60 in around 3.4 seconds. The engine revs freely despite its size, and the exhaust note has that deep, chest-shaking growl that only a massive V8 can produce. The 6-speed manual feels mechanical and engaging, while the optional 10-speed automatic delivers lightning-quick shift for maximum acceleration. The suspension setup is a blend of magnetic dampers, performance springs, and reinforced structural bracing, giving the Boss 429 impressive cornering ability without sacrificing the muscle car feel. It grips hard, responds instantly, and maintains stability even under aggressive driving. Ford also tuned the steering to be more precise, with excellent feedback that makes every turn feel alive. In terms of price, The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429 enters the market as a premium performance machine. Expect the starting price to land around the $95,000 mark, with the fully loaded versions pushing closer to $110,000. For a car with this level of performance, engineering, and heritage, the price aligns with what modern high-end muscle cars command. It positions the Boss 429 as a flagship Mustang, is something rare, special, and built for enthusiasts who want more than just speed. They want history brought back to life with modern engineering. As we wrap up the review, the 2026 Boss 429 stands out as a masterpiece of muscle car evolution. It captures everything that made the original iconic: the sound, the power, the attitude, and transforms it into a modern performance beast capable of going head-to-head with today's elite sports cars. Whether you're drawn by nostalgia or by raw capability, this Mustang doesn't just meet expectations, it shatters them. If you're looking for a car that feels like an event every time you drive it, the Boss 429 is exactly that. A car built for the brave, for the passionate, and for those who crave a machine that's alive with character. Thanks for watching Next Gear. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our next review. Let me know in the comments which car you want to see next. Until then, drive safe, stay passionate, and I'll see you in the next one.